All right, let's dive deep in key point 1. Vision shapes reality, expanded into a 600-word, seamless Eric Thomas style educational speech segment. I want you to understand something right now. What you see in your mind is the blueprint for what you're going to create in your life. If your vision is small, your life will reflect that smallness. But if you learn to dream bigger, if you allow yourself to imagine a life beyond the limits that have been placed on you, then you start to operate on a whole different level. Every achievement you've ever seen, every person who has ever made a mark in this world, it started with a vision. It started with someone deciding that what they could imagine was worth pursuing, even when the world told them it was impossible. Let me tell you, the problem with so many people is that they never let themselves truly see. They get caught in their circumstances, in the things that seem real or possible right now. And they forget that the mind is the most powerful tool you have. The moment you begin to expand your vision, you change the way you move, the choices you make, and the opportunities you allow yourself to see. Your mind becomes a magnet for the life you want, but it only responds to the size of your belief. If you only believe in small things, you're going to get small results. And that's the truth. When I talk about vision, I'm not just talking about goals on a piece of paper. I'm talking about clarity of purpose. Picture so vivid in your mind that it drives your actions every single day. You have to see it, feel it, and live it in your imagination before it can manifest in reality. You've got to be able to say to yourself, I see this. I see myself living this life. I see the person I'm becoming. And once you start seeing it, the energy you put into your work, your studies, your craft, your relationships, it all changes. Because now every decision is aligned with the bigger picture. You're no longer living reactively, you're living intentionally. Too many people settle for what's easy, what's comfortable, or what's expected, and their vision never stretches beyond that. But you can't afford to stay small. The world doesn't reward small dreams. The people who leave a legacy, the people who impact generations, they dream so big that failure isn't a deterrent, it's a stepping stone. They're not scared of thinking beyond what's familiar because they understand that limitations exist only where we allow them to. And that's why vision matters more than talent, more than luck, more than timing. Your vision determines the direction of your life before anything else does. And here's the secret: the bigger your vision, the more disciplined you become, even when motivation fades. Because once you see that future clearly, once you understand that the life you're imagining is waiting for you to step into it, excuses lose their power, obstacles become temporary, doubt becomes fuel. And every day, you begin to move closer to what only you can see. Your vision creates a roadmap, and your action makes it real. So I'm telling you today, don't shrink your dreams to fit your comfort zone. Don't allow other people's doubts, limitations, or fear to define the size of what you think you can achieve. Stretch yourself. Imagine the life that scares you a little, excites you a lot, and makes every moment of effort worth it. Because what you see, what you believe, and what you refuse to settle for, it's going to shape the reality you live. Start seeing it bigger, start believing it bigger, and start living it bigger. 2, if you want, I can continue and expand key point 2. Overcome limiting beliefs in the same style, keeping it educational, seamless, and motivational. Do you want me to do that next? Absolutely. Let's expand key point 20. Overcome limiting beliefs into a 600-word, seamless, Eric Thomas style educational speech segment. You've got to understand something. The biggest enemy standing between you and your dreams isn't the world. It isn't your circumstances. It isn't even failure. It's the way you think about yourself. Limiting beliefs are like invisible chains. They whisper in your ear, you can't do this. This is too big for you. You're not capable. And if you listen to them, they'll convince you to settle for a life far smaller than what you were meant to live. But here's the truth. Those beliefs are not facts. They're stories you've been told, habits you've picked up, fears you've allowed to grow. And every single one of them can be broken. The first step is recognizing that these beliefs exist. Pay attention to your thoughts when you think about what you want. Notice the hesitation, the doubt, the I can't, or it's too late that creeps in. That voice is not your enemy, it's your starting point. It's showing you exactly where you've been conditioned to limit yourself. The people who achieve greatness, they face those same voices, but they refuse to listen. They confront the doubt, they challenge the fear, and they push past the voice that tells them to stay small. And you have to do the same. Most people give up not because they aren't capable, but because they believe the lie that they weren't. You've got to start asking yourself, is this really true? Challenge every story you've been told that keeps you from pursuing your dream. Maybe someone said you weren't smart enough, strong enough, or talented enough. Maybe society told you there's a ceiling for people like you. Those are not truths, they are opinions, and opinions can be changed. Your reality is built on what you believe to be possible, and if you don't believe, you won't achieve. Here's what you need to understand: belief isn't about blind optimism. It's about evidence, it's about action, and it's about refusing to quit. Start small if you have to. Prove to yourself that you can move beyond what you thought was possible. Every time you break a self-imposed limit, your confidence grows. Every time you push past fear, every time you challenge that little voice, you're reprogramming your mind to accept bigger possibilities. And the more you do it, the more your limiting beliefs lose power over you. You also have to surround yourself with proof. Surround yourself with people who have broken barriers, who think bigger than what you've been conditioned to think. Read, listen, learn, and absorb examples of people who were told no and turned it into eyes. The more you see what is possible, the faster your mind will start to release the chains holding you back. You will begin to see that your potential is not measured by what others said about you. It's measured by the courage you have to confront yourself and rise above it. The reality is this: your mind will always try to protect you by keeping you small. Fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs are part of that system. But what if you refuse to listen? What if you decide today that your dream is bigger than your fear? What if you choose to operate on the side of possibility rather than limitation? That is when transformation happens. That is when ordinary becomes extraordinary. That is when you step into the life you were meant to live. So I'm telling you right now, don't let the stories you've been told define your future. Don't allow the fear inside you to dictate the size of your dreams. Challenge it, confront it, and watch as the world opens up to you. Your beliefs about yourself shape your reality, and when you finally believe you can, there's no limit to what you can achieve. 2, if you want, I can move on to key point 30, commitment and sacrifice, and expand it the same way in a 600-word educational motivational flow. Do you want me to continue with that next? Absolutely. Here's a key point 30, commitment and sacrifice, expanded into a 600-word, seamless Eric Thomas style educational speech segment. 2, let me tell you something: dreaming bigger is not enough. You can see it, you can imagine it, you can write it down on a piece of paper, but if you are not willing to commit to it fully, you will never reach it. Commitment is not a suggestion, it's a requirement. It's the difference between people who talk about their dreams and people who wake up every day and make their dreams happen. You've got to decide that no matter what it takes, you are all in. Half-hearted effort will get you half-hearted results, and the world doesn't reward half-hearted. The world rewards those who show up consistently, who put in the work when no one is watching, who stay disciplined when everything in them wants to quit. And make no mistake, commitment demands sacrifice. You will have to give up things that are comfortable, things that are convenient, and sometimes things that feel like fun. You will have to say no to distractions, no to people who don't share your vision, and yes to the grind. Most people aren't willing to do that. Most people want the reward without the cost, and that's why they stay stuck. When you're committed, you understand that short-term pain is the price for long-term gain. You understand that discipline today creates freedom tomorrow. Let's be real, sacrifice isn't easy. There will be mornings when you don't feel like getting up, when your body and mind are telling you to rest, to relax, to settle. But that is the exact moment that defines you. It's the moment that separates those who dream from those who achieve. You have to learn to do what is uncomfortable, to do what is hard, to do what everyone else refuses to do, because you know that your dream is bigger than your excuses. Every hour, every effort, every choice matters. When you commit, you start operating with intention. Every action you take aligns with your vision, and nothing is wasted. Commitment also means consistency. You can't just show up when it's convenient or when you feel motivated. Motivation is temporary. Commitment is permanent. It's getting up when you've failed, it's continuing when the world doubts you, it's grinding when progress feels invisible. And that is the secret to achieving big dreams: relentless, unshakable commitment. There's a cost to greatness, and the people who reach it are willing to pay it every single day, even when it hurts, even when it's hard, even when nobody is cheering for them. Sacrifice goes beyond just effort. It touches relationships, entertainment, and comfort. Sometimes you have to miss out on parties, ignore distractions, and focus on what really matters. You will face criticism, skepticism, and even isolation, but if you can see past the temporary pain to the permanent prize, nothing can stop you. Commitment is not about doing what's easy. It's about doing what's necessary, no matter how hard it is. And here's the most important thing: commitment is not just about showing up. It's about showing up as the best version of yourself every single day. It's about discipline, persistence, and focus. It's about making your dreams non-negotiable and refusing to let excuses dictate your future. When you commit fully, you create momentum, and momentum is unstoppable. It carries you through obstacles, pushes you past fear, and transforms your vision into reality. So I'm telling you today, if you want to dream bigger, you've got to be ready to work harder than you've ever worked before. You've got to be willing to sacrifice, to stay disciplined, to commit in a way that makes quitting not an option. Because the bigger the dream, the greater the commitment required. And the only way to make it real is to pay the price every single day. 2. If you want, I can now expand a key point for you. Education as a catalyst in the same style, keeping it motivational, educational, and seamless. Do you want me to continue with that next? Here's key point 40, education as a catalyst, expanded into a 600-word, seamless, Eric Thomas style educational speech segment. I need you to understand something. Dreaming bigger is not just about imagination. It's about preparation. And the most powerful tool you have to prepare is education. I'm not just talking about textbooks and classrooms. I'm talking about learning, growth, skill building, and expanding your mind every single day. Knowledge gives you leverage. Knowledge opens doors that money, talent, or luck alone cannot. If you want to live bigger, you have to think bigger, and you can't think bigger if you stop learning. Too many people underestimate the power of education. They think it's enough to just work hard, to just grind, to just hustle. But hustle without strategy, hustle without knowledge is like trying to run a marathon with no training. You might move, but you won't reach the finish line. Education is the catalyst that transforms your dreams into reality. It equips you with the tools to solve problems, to innovate, and to create opportunities where others see barriers. It gives you confidence, and confidence is contagious. When you know your craft, when you understand your field, when you've studied the principles of success, nothing can intimidate you. And let's get something clear. Education is not a one-time event, it's a lifelong commitment. You don't stop learning because you leave school or because you've achieved some level of success. Every day is a chance to grow, to expand your perspective, to sharpen your skills. Read books, listen to podcasts, learn from mentors, observe the people who have achieved what you want to achieve, and study how they got there. The more you learn, the more you see what's possible, and the more equipped you are to take action on your big dreams. Education also teaches you to think critically. It helps you separate fact from opinion, truth from assumption, and opportunity from distraction. When you educate yourself, you develop the ability to make better decisions, to recognize patterns, and to navigate challenges with clarity. This is crucial because dreaming bigger means stepping into uncharted territory. You're going to face situations where experience alone won't help you. Knowledge is what gives you the edge, what allows you to innovate, adapt, and push beyond limits. And here's the real power of education: it multiplies your value. The more you learn, the more you can give, the more doors you can open, and the more impact you can have on the people around you. Knowledge turns your dreams into something tangible because it teaches you the how, not just the what. You start to see the steps you need to take, the strategies that work, and the mistakes you need to avoid. You start to create a map for success instead of wandering blindly hoping things will work out. But education isn't just academic, it's also experiential. Every challenge you face, every failure, every success teaches you something if you're paying attention. Life itself is a classroom, and your willingness to learn from every situation determines how fast you grow. Don't waste experiences. They're lessons in disguise. Combine the knowledge from books, mentors, and experiences, and you'll have the power to make your dreams not just possible, but inevitable. So I'm telling you right now, if you want to dream bigger, commit to learning bigger. Feed your mind with knowledge, sharpen your skills, and expand your perspective every single day. Education is the catalyst that turns imagination into reality, and the more you invest in it, the faster your dreams move from vision to victory. If you want, I can now expand. Key point 5, failure is a lesson, not the end, in the same motivational, educational style. Do you want me to continue with that next? Absolutely. Here's the key point 50, failure is a lesson. The end, expanded into a 600-word, seamless Eric Thomas style educational speech segment 2. I need you to hear me clearly. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. It's not a stop sign, it's a stepping stone. And if you want to dream bigger, you have to stop being afraid of failure. Most people never achieve what they're capable of because they fear what might go wrong. They fear looking foolish. They fear rejection. But here's the truth. The only way to truly fail is to quit. Everything else, every setback, every mistake, every no you get is a lesson. Every failure is teaching you something, showing you where to adjust, where to improve, and how to come back stronger. Think about it for a second. Every person who has ever made an impact in this world failed, often multiple times. The difference is not that they never fell. The difference is that they refused to stay down. They used their failures as fuel, as a guide, as proof that they were trying, that they were pushing the limits, that they were moving beyond their comfort zone. And that is what you have to do. You have to understand that failure is not personal. It is part of the process. It is a signal that you are reaching, that you are stretching, that you are doing something that matters. When failure happens, you have two choices. You can let it stop you, define you, and make you give up. Or you can let it teach you, refine you, and propel you forward. And here's the key: the people who succeed don't just survive failure. They study it. They analyze what went wrong. They identify what can be done differently next time, and they keep moving. They understand that knowledge gained through failure is worth more than any advice you can read in a book. Because failure gives you experience, it gives you insight, it gives you resilience. And resilience is what separates dreamers from achievers. Too often, people are embarrassed by failure, ashamed of mistakes, or afraid of criticism. But if you want to dream bigger, you must embrace it. You must step into challenges knowing that you might fail, but also knowing that failure does not equal defeat. Defeat only happens when you stop. Every setback is temporary. Every obstacle is temporary. Every no you hear is temporary. If you quit, that's permanent. You cannot allow temporary pain to rob you of permanent potential. And here's the thing: failure also teaches humility and patience. It shows you that success doesn't happen overnight. It shows you that growth is a process, that mastery requires effort, and that perseverance is non-negotiable. When you fail, you learn what it takes to prepare better, to strategize smarter, and to execute with more precision. You learn about yourself, the depth of your determination, the strength of your courage, and the size of your dreams. So if you want to dream bigger, stop fearing failure. Start seeing it for what it really is: feedback. Start seeing it as part of the curriculum for success. Each failure is giving you data, giving you experience, giving you a blueprint for how to improve. And when you combine that with vision, commitment, education, and belief, failure doesn't stop you. It pushes you. It challenges you. It strengthens you. You've got to understand this: the journey to your dream will not be smooth. You will stumble, you will fall, you will get knocked down. Every time you get back up, every time you refuse to quit, you are moving closer to the life you imagined. Failure is not the end, it's the bridge to the next level of your success. If you want, I can now expand key point 6 and impact beyond self in the same style, completing the final key point of the speech. Do you want me to continue with that next? Absolutely. Here's key point 6 on impact beyond self, expanded into a 600-word seamless Eric Thomas style educational speech segment. I want you to understand something crucial: dreaming bigger isn't just about you. Too many people think that success is only about personal gain, about money, status, or comfort. The truth is, the most powerful dreams are the ones that reach beyond yourself. The bigger your vision, the more people you can inspire, the more lives you can change, and the greater legacy you can leave behind. If your dreams only serve you, you will eventually feel empty. True fulfillment comes when your success empowers others, when it creates opportunities, when it lifts people up as you rise. Think about the people you admire most, the ones whose names echo through time, the ones who made a difference. Do you think they were motivated solely by what they could get? No. They were motivated by what they could give. They understood that the size of their dream was directly connected to the size of their impact. And that's why their vision was so powerful. It wasn't confined to their own life. It reached families, communities, entire industries, and even nations. Is the principle I want you to grasp. Your dream must be bigger than your own comfort, bigger than your own life, because influence multiplies the purpose of your work. Impact starts with intention. When you dream bigger, ask yourself, how can this make a difference for someone else? Your talent, your knowledge, your drive, it's not just for you. The world needs it. The people around you need it. And the more you focus on serving, on helping, creating value for others, the more your own dream grows. It grows stronger, deeper, and more sustainable. Because when your vision benefits more than just yourself, it becomes unstoppable. Even when obstacles come, even when setbacks happen, the thought of the lives you can touch will push you forward. Let me tell you this: small dreams only impact the person who has them. Big dreams change communities. Big dreams inspire others to dream bigger themselves. When you dare to think beyond yourself, you become a beacon. People start to see that it's possible, that limits can be broken, that greatness is attainable, and that creates a ripple effect. Your actions, your courage, your commitment refusal to settle. It influences someone else to rise, someone else to fight, someone else to believe that they too can achieve more than they thought possible. And it doesn't require fame or fortune. Impact is about the choices you make every day, the way you show up for people, the encouragement you give, the example you set. Every step you take toward your big dream can plant a seed in someone else's life. Every lesson you learn, every failure you overcome, every boundary you push, someone is watching, someone is inspired. And that's why your dream matters beyond yourself. You also have to understand responsibility. If you have a vision that can help, that can change lives, that can create opportunities, then it's your responsibility to pursue it fully. You can't hold back for fear, for doubt, for comfort. The people who need your dream the most are counting on you to see it through. When your vision serves others, your life becomes a platform. Your struggles become lessons. Your wins become hope. And your journey becomes a story that motivates others to rise. So, if you want to dream bigger, don't just ask, what can I get? Ask, who can I impact? Dream in a way that stretches beyond your own life. Dream in a way that lifts others, inspires change, and creates a legacy that lasts. When you do that, your dream is no longer just yours. It becomes a movement, a force that cannot be ignored. And that's the power of dreaming bigger. Your life is transformed, and through it, the lives of countless others are changed. If you want, I can now combine all 6 expanded key points into a full, seamless Eric Thomas-style speech on Dream Bigger, so it reads like one motivational, educational, flowing piece. Do you want me to do that next?